What's up, guys? We are live. We have a really good card this Saturday. We got UFC Tampa. We got Michelle Waterson versus JJ Joanna, and Joanna Champion, even though she's not the champion anymore, but that's her nickname. I think it's a good fight. I think there's a lot of good fights in this card. I like this card a lot. I like next week, too. Next week's a Boston card. All the lines dropped. I already have 2 bets for next week, and I have 3 bets for this card. So before we talk about this card, let's talk about last card. Any comments, I'll respond to them real quick. Let me read this first one real quick. Mr. Arkansas ain't tough. Agree that Mr. Arkansas ain't tough. Good luck this weekend, sir. I don't have a problem with Mr. Arkansas. I kind of like the guy. He's definitely came a long way. He has a lot of subscribers now. So, good job for him. Good job that, he gets a lot of views, man. He has a different style. And, I respect him for it, man. So let's talk about last week real quick. We got Stylebender versus Robert Whitaker. And what a fight, dude. What a fight. Initially, I had Izzy. I was going to bet him at plus money. But, the line flipped. And then, I changed my pick to Whitaker. I didn't bet it, thank God. And, He's really good, man. He's going to have that belt probably for a while. I don't think he loses to Borachina. But, yeah. And I don't think Whitaker's done either. A lot of people are saying he's done. I just don't know if he can beat Izzy. But he's definitely going to still win some big fights. So, yeah, betting-wise, I went really close. Yeah, I had a winning night, but it wasn't the best. Profit's profit, though. Yeah, so 0.20 on the night. I went 1-on-1, so I lost on Iaquinta. Hooker dominated him, I thought Al looked good in the second round until he got dropped. But, yeah, Hooker just pieced him up. Good W there. And then I bet on Jorgen De Castro. So I played both from 2 units, and Jorgen got me the win there. Knocked out Tafa. That was a nice knockout. Other than that, that's it. Trying to see if there's any other good fights on there worth talking about. Riddell versus Malarkey was a good fight. It was fight of the night. Tavas is a fraud. Jake Matthews got a win over a bum. Megan Anderson won. Yeah, so that's about it. Let's talk about this card. So I like this card a lot. I have 3 plays. I don't think I'm going to have another play. I'm picking a lot of dogs in this card. We'll see if I have another play. I don't know yet, but as of right now, let's have 3 plays. So before we talk about this week, let's talk about next week just for a second. I have 2 plays. I have a bet on Robertson. The line's disgusting. I think it should be, either a pick'em or Robertson the favorite. I bet her 2 units at plus 165, 1 unit at plus 160. She's like plus 125. I think she's going to, close the favorite, honestly. And then I bet on Jonathan Pierce, 3 units at plus 100. I think he's like minus 120, minus 125. I don't know if he hits plus money again. That's why I sniped it when I did, but I think Pierce is going to smoke Lozon. Lozon's at the end of his career right now, man. He shouldn't be fighting prospects. He shouldn't be fighting anybody, period. So that's that. We'll talk about that next week. First fight of the night. So the card is a little shaken up right now just because I think Brock Weaver versus Gifford was supposed to be on the main card. But, Weaver pulled out, so I don't know where the new fight is going to be on the card. So I don't know if they put it on the main card. I feel like they should bump up Vick and Price at the main card, but I'm not really sure what they're going to do. So I'm just going to talk about that fight first. So first fight of the night, we got Mike Davis versus Thomas Gifford. I'm really anxious to see where this line is. There are some red flags. Obviously, Mike Davis, he hasn't fought in a long time. He was supposed to fight Danny Henry, though, I think a couple weeks ago, I think on the Joker Cannonier card. And but he pulled out Henry. So, Davis is 7-2, 27 years old. Gifford's, 17-8. Gifford definitely has more experience. He's been around for a long time. He's fought in the regional scene. He's came a long way. I think he's won 8 of his last 10 fights. Thomas Gifford's, he's a tough journeyman. He has a good chin. He's been knocked out before, but, it's really hard to finish him. He's slow on the feet. I know he trains at Factory X now, but, he's really slow on the feet. His striking is decent. I don't think it's anything special. He comes forward. He gets taken down a lot. But the thing with him is that he doesn't mind getting taken down because he always goes for guillotines, and he has a lot of wins by submission. I mean, I think most of his wins are by submission. So obviously, he is crafty on the mat. Roberts has dominated him, honestly. I mean, I think Gifford took him down once, but then Robert just, got right back up. Easy win for Roberts. I mean, Gifford kind of struggled with that Chris Brown guy, whatever his name was, before that fight. He's has no experience at all. But yeah, I mean, Gifford's tough though. I mean, he's not like some scrub. I think he's a tough jobber, a tough journeyman. He could win some fights, I think, in the UFC. Like, I just don't know how far he's going to go. Mike Davis, he's a featherweight. He's fought a lightweight before against Gilbert Burns on short notice, and that was his debut in the UFC. I thought he looked pretty decent. He has good hands. He's definitely the better striker than Thomas Gifford. I think that he's way more athletic, way more explosive, way faster. Good right hand. He's going to hurt Gifford on the feet. I think he has the better wrestling, too. I don't think Gifford can go out there and take him down. Maybe I feel like Gifford is a really awkward fighter, and he gets better throughout the fight. He has good cardio, but there's red flags in this fight. I'm really curious to see where the line is, but I mean, Davis is coming off the couch. I mean, he was in Thailand training, and I think he was trying out for Tiger Muay Thai. So, and I think he's also training at ATT too. I know he's been around different gyms. I believe he was for a long time at Fusion, Mike Perry's gym, but I think now he's training at ATT, and also the whole, the move to Thailand for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's taking this fight on short notice. I still think he's a better fighter, though. So I'm going to go with Mike Davis. I think that he's going to win a decision. I thought Brock Weaver was going to beat Gifford as well, but I thought it would have been closer. But yeah, I think Mike Davis should get this win. But I don't know. We'll see if he opens up plus money. I'm not really sure if he is, but Gifford's a tough guy, man. I gotta give him that. He's a very tough dude. So he's like a scarecrow, but. Yeah, I got Davis. I think he's going to win a comfortable decision, maybe 29-28. So next fight, we got J.J. Aldrich versus Warren Mueller. This is a pretty tough fight. I've had a pretty tough time with this fight. I like Warren Mueller. I know that she doesn't have the best record in the UFC. She needs to get this win. She's going to get cut. I thought the Dobson win was really good. She's tough, man. She gets better throughout the fight. Good cardio, good chin. She's in your face, man. She's a pressure fighter. She likes to scrap. She dropped the ball against Wu in China at -500. She was winning that fight. She actually hurt her and then got her down the mat and then got tapped out immediately. Changed at a good gym in Alliance. My thing with this fight is that I think JJ is definitely more technical. She's definitely, I think the better striker. But I think Mueller has more power. I think Mueller, has a good right hand, good jab. And Mueller's going to be going after her, man. Aldrich doesn't like to get hit. She doesn't like to get backed up either. She does have pretty good cardio, but you saw in her last fight against Macy Barber, she was messing up Macy Barber pretty good, and then she quit. I mean, Barber hurt her, and then she just quit, man. She turtled up, and I don't like a quitter, man. I really don't. Like I said, Aldrich is, I think, more technical. I think grappling goes, I think Mueller has the better grappling. I think Mueller could get her down. But, I mean, I liked what I saw from Mueller in the Botello fight. I thought Mueller could definitely win that fight. I mean, she lost the first 2 rounds, but with the takedowns, I mean, you could tell on the feet, Botello didn't want any, man. Mueller was hurting her on the feet bad in that 3rd round. So I'm going to go with Mueller with the upset. I think Mueller's going to win a decision here. I think Mueller could even finish Aldrich. Mueller has a size advantage. She's a big bantam or a big 25er. Yeah, man, Aldrich, I don't like what I saw last fight. She's a technical fighter, but, I mean, she can get taken down. She can get hurt. I think the pressure from Mueller is really going to frustrate her. So I'm going to go with Warren Mueller with the upset win. And she's a live dog. I'm picking her to win. I'm not going to bet her, though. I'm not extremely confident in it. Torren Brown, what do you think about Dan Hooker calling out Dustin Poirier? Yeah, that's a terrible call. I think Dustin Poirier would smoke Dan Hooker. But, yeah, Dan Hooker's good. He's a good fighter. And he's improved a lot. He killed Iaquinta, man. He dominated. Next fight. This is my first play of the night. We got Marvin Vettori versus Andrew Sanchez. I had a bet on Andrew Sanchez when it was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. I have a bet on him again. There's a lot of bad blood in this fight. People are calling Andrew Sanchez, a bitch because he pulled out. He had a really bad eye infection, man. He couldn't even open his eye. So, I mean, I don't blame him. And the guy's fighting in Canada, man. where he trains. Like obviously he wants to get the win. So I think a lot of people are, saying that he's a pussy and all this stuff. Like I don't think so. And also Vettori's steroid cycle that he's on is definitely throwing off now. So I mean, I definitely think that's pretty controversial coming in here because a lot of people think that he's not on juice and all this stuff. When you look at Vettori, he's definitely on juice. The guy's he's a juicer, man. He's been popped before. But I like Vettori, man. I think Vettori's a great fighter. I really do. I think he's a good prospect. But this line's disgusting. I feel like it should be more of a pick'em. And I think Andrew Sanchez is a good fighter. He's improved a lot. I have had my doubts on him in the past, especially in the Ryan James fight. But since that fight, he's changed gyms. Now he's a TriStar. And you could tell in his last 2 fights. I know that Barriu hurt him a little bit, but he never went down. He had his composure. He went out there and won that 3rd round. It was 1-1. And he looked good in both his 2 fights. He looked really good against Marcus Perez. I thought he won every round in that fight. I mean, he didn't even go take Perez down because he knows Perez is good BJJ. And he didn't even really go for it, man. He outstruck him. I mean, he has good striking, man. He has good movement. He has a good right hand. I think Sanchez is a good fighter, and he's improved. His last 2 fights, he's improved. His cardio and his chin really hasn't, been an issue. Besides, he ate some big shots versus Barriu, but I mean, he ate him, man. I mean, the old Sanchez would have, probably got hurt and, got stopped, man. But I mean, he's improved. TriStar's a good gym. I mean, better than the gym he was training at, some like no-name gym. I think he has a better grappling here. I think that the cardio, obviously, that's a red flag for him. But like I mentioned, it's improved, and I think Vettori slows down too. Vettori's going to come out really strong, I think, and I think I'm going to be really nervous in that 1st round. But I mean, if he survives the 1st round, Sanchez, I think he can definitely win a decision. I don't think he can finish Vettori. Vettori has more power, but I definitely think that Sanchez could outstrike him on the feet. I think Sanchez wins the decision. I think he mixes it up, takes him down. I know Vettori has good BJJ, but he's been taken down before. I mean, Carlos Jr. did it, that's how he beat him. Sanchez is a really good grappler, really good wrestler. He's relentless, good pressure, he's in your face. And like I mentioned, striking's good. It's not like his striking's bad. Like, he has good striking. So I'm going to go with Andrew Sanchez. I think he gets a decision win. And this line's just so disrespectful, man. It should be close to a pick 'em, dude. Sanchez is a very good fighter. So I got Sanchez 2.5 units at plus 250. That's disgrace because I think the bet I had on him but the last fight was like plus 195. So I got a way better line. Okay. So let me read one more comment. We got Buffalo on the beat. Yo, it's the first time I catch you live. Good stuff. Love the content. I'm boys with Quint. What's up, man? Yeah, glad that you're on here. Quint's one of my, my best friends on Twitter, man. We talk a lot, man, and we're both. Actually, I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to say who he's on next week. I don't want him to get mad at me, but yeah, we're definitely, we like being on the same side. So I think we're probably against each other, probably at least one play. But yeah, man, Quint's a good guy. He's a Vikings fan too. So I'm a Vikings fan. So I mean, he knows what's up. So next fight, we got Miguel Baeza versus Hector Aldana. I mean, Baeza is from the Contender Series. He actually trains at MMA Masters. I believe Nico Price is actually training there too, but Nico Price kind of trains at a lot of different gyms. I mean, he has the gym that he trains at, kind of like just like, what is it, Futures MMA, and then he also trains, I think he's training with the MMA Masters now too. But anyways, Hector Aldana, he's a tough Mexican guy. He's a brawler, but he's just a can. He's a jobber. He's at the bottom of the division. He's on a 3-5 losing streak. He's 0-2 in the UFC. I don't think he's that good. He got knocked out against Ken Song. Sarapoli dominated him. He lost to Enrique Marine. The guy's a total jobber. But yeah, he comes out the gate. And, Baeza actually got hurt last fight on the Contender Series. So, I mean, he needs to watch out for that first round because he throws heat, Aldana, but he slows down. He has the chin issue. So, I think Baeza has a grappling advantage. I think Baeza is just more tactical in the feet. He has a good right hand. He's a pretty big welterweight. But one thing that I haven't really told anyone, because besides some people on Twitter that I talk to a lot, I'm actually not going to bet on juice anymore. I'm just going to stick with underdogs. So I won't be touching the juice. It depends on the spot, I feel like. But as of right now, I feel like I'm just going to stay away from juice because whenever I bet favorites, I lose. So, I mean, I got to stick with my stats. On Bet MMA, it shows you like where you're good at and stuff. And my best stats are underdogs. So I'm going to stick with that. Betting juice, I don't like it, man. I mean, I've done it, obviously, but I'm going to stay away. So, yeah, I got Baeza, but, I mean, yeah, I'm not playing the juice on him. So next fight, we got Deiveson Figueirdo versus Tim Elliott. This is a pretty good fight. Hold on real quick. I like Tim Elliott. I met him before. I've taken a picture with him in Vegas. He's a good guy. He's been bouncing around 25, 35. He's on a long layoff, had a very bad injury. But he's a good grappler. So, I mean, this is your pure striker versus grappler matchup. Obviously, Devon's been taken down before. I mean, Brooks took him down multiple times. That's how Formiga beat him. He looked really good last fight, though. I picked Pantoja, and damn, he messed Pantoja up bad. Figueroa, I feel like he has good takedown defense, but he can get taken down. But, I mean, I just don't know if Tim Elliott can control him on the mat. He has really awkward movement, and, I mean, he looks so good on Tough. And since then, he's 2-2. I mean, he lost to Mighty Mouse, and, he lost to Ben Wynn. That was pretty bad win or bad loss in my opinion. He beat Del Rosa. I just think Figueroa is the better striker. I think he's actually way better on the feet. I do think that Elliott's pretty awkward on the feet, so it might throw him off at first, but I think he's going to hurt him on the feet. And I think Elliott could get takedowns, but I just think Figueroa is the better fighter, and I think he's going to win a pretty clear-cut decision. So I got Figueroa by a decision win. And they're both really big flyweights. And I mean, Tim Elliott's last fight was the bantamweight, so I don't know why he's fighting the flyweight. And I mean, Deiveson should probably move up the bantamweight eventually too. They're huge flyweights. So next fight we got Max Griffin versus Alex Morono. This is a pretty good fight. I think it's a close fight. It's a close fight. Alex Morono, he hasn't beaten anybody. He's like 5-3 in the UFC, but I mean, he's only beaten cans. I mean, he beat Josh Berkman. He beat did he beat Ken Song or he didn't fight Ken Song, did he? I don't think he beat Ken Song. Wait, did he fight Ken Song? I'm trying to remember right now. I think he did. Pretty sure he did. Yeah, so he beat Ken Song. He's a jobber. He lost. He beat freaking Zach Otto. He's beating all these guys that aren't good. And whenever I feel like he gets a step up, he loses. I mean, he looked good against Nico Price early, but then he just slowed down, and then Nico Price caught him, and Nico Price broke him. He lost to Jordan Mean. That was a pretty bad loss, in my opinion. And then he lost to Keita Nakamura. Close fight. It's all about the matchup, though. I think Max Griffin's actually the better striker. I think he has better hands. I think he's more technical. I think he has better boxing. Max has really good chin. He does slow down. He has a cardio issue, but Morono has a cardio issue as well. Max Griffin's a very tough guy. I mean, he's only lost to tough guys. I mean, I think the only time he's been knocked out was against Colby Covington, and that was on the mat. And Colby's the best, welterweight in the world right now, in my opinion. Him and Usman are neck and neck. But between me and you, you and me, all that stuff, Colby's gonna beat him. Between you and me. But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. I'm tired. So I do think that Max Griffin's a better fighter. I know he lost a decision to Thiago Alves, but that was pretty disgusting in my opinion. I think that he definitely won that fight. As robberies, losses, Dos Santos, Colby Covington. He beat Mike Perry as a good win. I think he has the wrestling advantage too. Morono has a pretty good overhand right. He's trained at Fortis MMA now. It's a good camp. But I think he's Jeff Neal's punching bag, to be honest. So I'm not really that impressed with Morono, man. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I don't know. I think he's outmatched. I think Max is a better striker. I think Max is a better wrestler. And I mean, it's all about if Morono can hurt him and catch him, but I don't think he will. So I'll go with Max Griffin, and I'm going to go with the decision win. So next fight, but remember, I'm not playing the juice. So next fight, we got Ryan Spann versus Devin Clark. This is a weird fight. I feel like both these guys they drop the ball, man. Devin Clark's improved, but he's just so hard to trust. I don't trust him, man. I mean, he's chinny. His cardio is a problem. He doesn't have the best fight IQ. He's the way better grappler here. He has definitely the grappler advantage. He's explosive. He's a pretty small 205 or 2, but he's really stocky. But he has power on the feet, and he dropped Ratchets twice. But I don't think he should strike with Ryan Spann. Spann's a better striker. Spann's improved. Spann's been knocked out twice before, too. They've both been knocked out twice. I think they're both chinny. I actually kind of think Ryan Spann's kind of a fraud. I mean, I know he beat Nogueira, but who is he really beating, man? Nobody. He trains at Fortis MMA. He doesn't like to get hit, though. He can't get taken down, too. I mean, Luis Enrique took him down multiple times. I think Clark, it needs to be smart here and just take him to the mat and kind of just leave it down there. I mean, he has good control on the mat, good top game. But if he goes out there and tries to strike with him, he's probably going to get caught because Spann's the better striker. But I'm not really impressed with either guy. I feel like both these guys are kind of fades in my opinion, but in the future. But on this matchup, I'll go with the underdog here. I think Devin Clark's going to get the win. I think he's going to take Ryan Spann down, and I think he's going to finish him on the mat. But I don't. Yeah, I'm not confident. I would never play Devin Clark. Sorry. So next fight. This is one of the best fights. We got. I mean, this is a really good fight. We got Nico Price versus James Vick. Now, if you guys know UFC Bro Picks, you know my channel. You guys know how high I am. Actually, on both guys, but I mean on Nico Price. I mean, I've only bet against him once, and it was with Luque. And I mean, I like the guy a lot. He's kill or be killed. I'm pretty high in the guy, but he's definitely taking a lot of damage. And yeah, man, James Vick is too. But I think this line is off in my opinion. I think it should be more of a pick 'em. And I'm fading my boy Nico Price. I didn't really want to post it on Twitter just because we follow each other, and I don't want him to unfollow me. But yeah, man, I'm going with James Vick here. A lot of people disrespect James Vick, and I actually like the guy a lot. I do think he should have moved up the welterweight a long time ago, man. You could tell in his last 3 fights. I mean, the chin issue. I mean, it wasn't. It's more of the weight cut. I feel like, and yeah, he's chinny, and he has a bad chin and all that stuff. But I feel like a 170 is going to look way better. He's going to be able to eat a shot way better. That weight cut was rough for him at 155. The guy's walking around like a 200, dude. People calling him Baltimore and all this stuff. I mean, make no mistake about it. He's the more technical fighter here, man. He definitely is more technical. I mean, yeah, Tim Means was the more technical fighter, and then he got knocked out. But I think this is going to look way better at 170, man. I really do. And a lot of people are mentioning how, Vick just got smoked and all this stuff. They got knocked out like the same night. I'm pretty sure it was either the same night or like a week apart. I mean, Nico Price has lost 2 of his last 3 fights, both by knockouts. James Vick's on a 3-fight losing streak, 2 of them by knockouts. I mean, Vick's been knocked out 4 times. One of them was on the Ultimate Fighter with the Chiesa win. Price has been knocked out twice, but they both get it, man. Both of them have chin issues, man. They both are taking a lot of damage, but I'm going with the guy, man, that I feel like he's going to have a way better fight, man, at 170. This is welterweight debut. He's back against the wall. He needs his fight to win. I think Vick's a good fighter, man. I really do. I just think it's that weight cut at 55, had a lot to do. The guy's 9-4 in the UFC. He's beating some good guys. I mean, he has really good hands, dude. I feel like he's way better on the feet, man, more technical. Obviously, Nico Price is way more power. I mean, Nico Price, okay, not way more. Nico Price is more power, okay? But Vick's more technical. I think Vick needs to, really be aware for that first round. But, I mean, Nico Price can slow it down for sure. He's a brawler. I think Vick has the grappling advantage. I think Vick could definitely choke him out. I mean, Vick has some really good chokes, but I think they're going to strike. I think Vick needs to use his range. I think Vick needs to just fight from the outside, man, pick him apart. I think he can get him out of there, man. I like James Vick. A lot of people just, are saying that he's done and all this stuff, but I'm telling you, man, he's going to win a lot of fights at 170, dude. Vick's a good fighter, man. And it hurts me that I'm betting against Nico Price. I like Nico Price. I don't think he's done at all. I mean, he's definitely taking a lot of damage lately, and I still think he can win a good amount of fights, but I got to go with the more technical guy, man. I think James Vick's going to piece him up from the outside, and Nico Price is going to get finishing, man. So I'm going to go with James Vick, and I'm going to go with a first-round TKO. I think Vick's going to hurt him bad, man. He's going to hold a spot at 170. I think Vick's going to win a lot of fights. I mean, it's a tough one because I like both guys a lot, but I got to go with the underdog, man. And I mean, when I see a line like that, and I think Vick's a better fighter, just fight smart. So I got Vick, and he could definitely get finisher. I wouldn't be surprised, But I think he's going to be able to eat a shot better. And I mean, Nico Price is a kill or be killed guy. He's going to go right after him, and you already know that, man. But I'm going to go with James Vick with the first round TKO. So next fight, we got Eric Anders versus GM3. I kind of wish Anders was the underdog here, but I don't think he's ever going to hit dog money. I think he's the better fighter than GM3. I think that he has way more power on the feet. I don't think GM3 is that good of a striker. I think he's a very tough guy, but his striking is not that good. He gets hurt every fight. He has good grappling. He has a good ground game. He has to get Eric Anders to the map, but it's really tough to take down Anders yet, hold him down. I mean, yeah, Tim Williams took him down, but he didn't do shit. I mean, Marcus Perez didn't do anything. No one's done anything that's taken down Eric Anders, and Anders has a good get-up game. I mean, GM3 has terrible takedown defense. I mean, Anders could probably take him down too. But, yeah, I think Anders definitely should be fighting at 185. I know he has low volume, but he's going to hurt GM3. GM3, you watch all of his fights lately, man. He gets hurt in every fight. Giles was having, was hurting him on the feet. Holland was hurting him on the feet. I mean, he's been knocked out before. I mean, he's been finished a bunch, but a lot in the past by submission. He has a winning record. I know he had trouble with Spicy as well on the feet, but, I mean, this is your pure striker versus grappler matchup. I mean, GM3 could get him down, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold him down. I think Anders is too athletic, too explosive. I think he's going to just he's gonna hold. I think Eric Anders is just gonna hold his own, man. If it hits the mat, I feel like if it hits the mat, he can just get right back up. I don't see him controlling Eric Anders, and I got to go with Eric Anders. I think he's gonna get him out of there. I think he's gonna hurt Jam 3 and finish him in the second round. So first fight of the main card, or I'm sorry, second fight of the main card. This is my third bet. I'm talking so fast and so much right now that I need like some water. All right, so wait, did I skip one of the fights? Hold on, I'm on Wikipedia. Where did the Andre Ewell Cheeto Vera fight go? Oh, dude, I skipped that fight, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, sorry. I just realized that I skipped the Andre Ewell Cheeto Vera fight, so I'm going to talk about the fight right now, and I'll fix it in the thumbnails. So Andre Ewell versus Cheeto Vera. This is a very close fight. I like Andre Ewell a lot. He trains in SoCal. He's a good striker. He's improved a lot. His ground game's definitely improved. I mean, Dos Santos, the black belt, took him down. And, he looked composed, man. He was in a bad position. And he just kind of scrambled, man, and got back up. I'm going to go with Andre Ewell here. I think he gets the win. I just think he's the better striker. I think Cheeto gets hurt in a lot of his fights, but I do like Cheeto. I think he's a good fighter. He's improved a lot. He's on a 4-fight winning streak, man. He has really good pressure, but he gets hurt a lot in his fights, dude. He gets put in a lot of bad positions. But the reason why I'm not betting Andre Ewell here is because Cheeto's ground game is really good. I don't know if he has the wrestling to get Ewell down, but if he hurts you on the feet, he's going to pounce on him and choke him out. Just the advantage on the mat for Cheeto is huge. Ewell's been tapped out twice. Obviously, that's his weakness on the feet. He's way faster than Cheeto. Really good jab, really good straight left. Andre Ewell's super fast. He's one of the fastest bantamweights on the roster. He's one of the best strikers in the roster too. But Nathaniel Wood's a good fighter. He got him out of there on the mat. I think would hurt him. Cheeto could hurt him on the feet. Cheeto's a good striker, but I don't think he's better than Ewell. I think it's going to be a really close fight, back and forth. But yeah, I'll go with Ewell. I think Ewell's going to win a very close decision win. But the whole ground game with Cheeto, it scares me because it's really good, man. And if he gets him to the mat, I feel like Cheeto could definitely get him out of there. So I'll go with Ewell. Very close decision. I can't play it. So next fight, we got Matt Frevola versus Pena, Bob Ross. This is my last play of the night. I got Frevola plus 145, 2.5 units. I forgot to mention that I have 2.5 units on Vick at plus 145. So yeah, I got Frevola here, man. It's funny because I actually wasn't really impressed with Frevola. I actually faded him versus Jalen Turner. But then when you watch the tape, he's improved, man. He really has. And I feel like he has a style to beat Bob Ross. Bob Ross is really green. He's been bouncing around 45, 55. He has a lot of, obviously, they both, have low experience. But I think Frevola's fought the better competition. Matt Frevola, you watch this fight against Polo Reyes. Yeah, that wasn't the best win or the best loss, but Polo was on juice in that fight, dude, and he popped. So, that was a ripped Polo. And that was a while ago. Then he went out there and fought Lando. Lando hurt him, pretty bad in the first round. But one thing I like about Frevola is people are saying he's chinny. His cardio, dude, is so good. He recovers really fast. It's kind of like Lee the Leech, dude. They get hurt a lot, but, dude, he recovers, man. He beat Lando's ass in that fight in the second and third round. And I thought he won that fight. I thought that shouldn't have been a draw. I like Frevola. I think he has good striking. I think he has really good pressure, but his cardio, I think, is his best asset, in my opinion. That's what wins him in a lot of fights. But he has a big edge in the mat here. He has good grappling, dude. He wrestled in high school. You watch his fights. He took down Jalen Turner. He took down Lando. Good grappling, and he has really good chokes as well. I think he could definitely take down Bob Ross, and I think he does. I think he's going to get him down. Bob Ross can get taken down for sure. I think on the feet, Bob Ross is probably a little more technical. He has more tools, but I think Frevola hits harder. I think Frevola has more power. I think Frevola can definitely crack him. Make no mistake about it, dude. I've been impressed with the tape, man. Frevola has good striking. He has a very good jab, a good right hand. He trains with Sarah Longo. But I think he's going to mix it up. I think he's going to have to get it down on the map, and I think he does. And I think he's going to hand Bob Ross another loss. Come on. Bob Ross beat Matt Wyman. That guy's a fossil, dude. That guy's terrible, dude. And then, yeah, he lost to Gisano. Gisano did the same thing. Outstruck him on the feet, took him down. I think people act like he's way better than Frevola on the feet, but I don't think so. I think striking is really close, and Frevola's a better grappler. I think Frevola's cardio, man, is what's going to win him this fight. He's always in the fight, dude. He can get hurt, but he just recovers fast, and he's a tough guy, dude. I like Jalen Turner, man. He shut me up in that fight, and I think Jalen Turner could definitely win fights in the UFC. So I got Matt Frevola. I think he's going to win a decision. or possibly a late finish. But yeah, I'll go with the decision win here. You could tap him out, though, and you could finish him. But yeah, we'll go for full decision. Next fight, we got Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas. Yeah, I got Dern here. I think Dern's the better fighter. I think that she has a huge advantage on the mat. You know, Ribas, obviously, hold on real quick. Ribas trained at ATT, and she looked good in her debut against Whitmire, but Whitmire is not that good in my opinion. Ribas is really slow on the feet. Yeah, she's been knocked out before. I think that Dern isn't the best striker in the world. I think they're both not the best strikers. Like, they're both decent strikers, but Dern definitely has more power. Dern can hurt her on the feet. If Dern hurts her on the feet and drops her, it's over. Ribas has like pretty good BJJ, but doesn't even come close in the ballpark that Dern has. I think Dern's going to get her down the mat and tap her out. So I wish she was going to hit plus money. She was minus 125, and then she got kind of steamed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Dern's coming off a little way off, and you know, the whole baby and everything. But I like Dern. She's a good fighter. I think she puts Ribas to sleep. So next fight, we got Cub Swanson versus Kron Gracie. This is a very close fight. I've been going back and forth in this fight. I mean, I got to go with Gracie here, man, just because Cub's been tapped out like 25 times. And I mean, he's in a 4-fight losing streak. He's just so shot and so washed up, but he's the better striker. But Gracie's striking's terrible. It's not good. But I mean, the fact that Swanson's been tapped out so many times, this fight hits the mat once it's over. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna last that long in the UFC, man. If you can stuff, I mean, you're gonna get him out of there. His striking's terrible, and he can get hit. He's slow. But yeah, I mean, the old Cub Swanson would smoke him. Cub Swanson a 4-fight losing streak, man. I mean, yeah, against good competition, but he just looks like he's super shot, dude. So I'm gonna go with Kron Gracie with the sub, but yeah, I'm not playing it. But DraftKings, yeah, I'll probably play Gracie on DraftKings. Main event: Michelle Waterson versus JJ. I mean, what can you say about this fight, really? I mean, it's kind of strange matchmaking. You know, the lineman's a little off, but even though I think JJ is on a decline, I don't think she's ever going to be what she was. She's just way better on the feet, dude. She's way more technical on the feet. I mean, great cardio, good striking, so many tools. Waterson has to get the fights at the mat, in my opinion. She could. I mean, she has good grappling, good, you know, that good head and arm throw, but JJ has really good takedown defense, and even though I think she's declining, her chin's declining a little bit too. I mean, she's only lost a great competition, man. And I think that she's just going to piece up Waterson and potentially get her out of there. So it's just one of those fights where it's, you know, it's hard to talk about. Just not hard to talk about. Just I feel like it should be JJ getting the win, man, with her striking. I mean, you know, she has good takedown defense. So, I mean, I just don't see that many ways Waterson can win. I like Waterson a lot. I mean, yeah, I hope she wins, but I just don't think she can win. So I'll go with JJ with a 4th round TKO. So there you guys have it. I have 3 plays. I have bets on Matt Frevola, James Vick, and Andrew Sanchez. I don't think I'm going to have another one. I know I picked some other dogs, but yeah, I'm going to pass. You know, I picked Mueller. I picked Ewell. Did I pick up any other dogs? Let me check real quick. Devin Clark, but yeah, I'm not confident in that guy. Yeah, I don't know where Mike Deiveson be. I mean, honestly, if I have one more play, it could be Mike Davis, but I don't know what that line's going to be. And there's a lot of red flags, but yeah. So yeah, next week I have a bet on Roberson and I have a bet on Pierce. Let me read the comments real quick. Okay, there's a lot of bets on here. A lot of comments. Say your bets again. What I just told him, but Frevola, Andrew Sanchez, and James Vick. Going Sanchez, Tim Elliott low-key laying the pipe on Gina Manzani. Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, she's been dating Manzani for a while. Quincy Baeza tops Aldana. Thomas, first time watching live, been watching for a long. Definitely having a partner in crime. Yeah, man, me and Ricky were together for a while on here. You know, he stepped away because he has a kid now. Me and Kelvin were here for a while, but Kelvin had to deal with some personal stuff. So now I'm by myself. Maybe I'll get a co-host in the future, but I like going by myself just because I don't have to really depend on anyone else because, you know, I mean, I have, you know, a full-time job and stuff, so it's just kind of hard to work around other people's schedules. So I like going by myself. Vettori's cardio is too good. He's slowed down, man, in a lot of his fights. I don't think his cardio is that good at all. I really don't. Watch the Omari fight. I mean, watch a lot of his fights. Rip Zach Otto. Aren't you Mexican? Yes, but I'm mostly white. Buffalo 2%. Just talking about Mexican. Yeah, see, a lot of people, man, are sweeping on James Vick here. I like Nico Price a lot. I'm a big fan, but I think Vick's going to hurt him and Vick's going to get him out of there. He's going to look way better once having him on right now. It could be a little late too soon, though. I mean, he should have moved up a long time ago, but I still think he's going to get the win. Who would you say is this week's tie to Vasa? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Let me check real quick. That's a good question. Let me see. I mean, I don't think Marvin Vettori is a fraud at all. Like Tavasa, Vettori is a good fighter, but I think he's a pretty big favorite, just like he was Tavasa. So yeah, I think he's the big favorite that loses. So yeah, there's the comments. Let me know in the comments below, man, who you guys got in every fight, and we'll be back next week. Later, guys.